Salute, salute, salute. Peace and power. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people of the struggle. Peace and power to the people of the struggle. 40, what up? You need a session? Salute, salute. Again, I have to let everyone know that if you got a session booked, I already emailed you and let you know that there's going to be a little shift in scheduling today.
What's going on, brother?
Hey, salute, salute.
Salute. What's up with you?
I'm good.
All right. So I got a question for you. Thank you for letting me on so we can get our differences set aside or whatever. So I wanted to ask you a question. What do you feel as though why do you feel as though reparations isn't good?
What is it good for?
I mean,
And I never
besides
said I didn't like the idea of reparations. We're going to clarify my point so
okay.
there's no mistake. I said I did not agree with begging for reparations that are monetary. If I'm going to get reparations, I want my reparations in blood. I've said it numerous times. If you've been following me or anybody who has been following me knows where I stand with that. I see no gain from taking anything financially from our enemies within their institutions and in their own set of systems. It makes no sense.
Okay,
So my thing, so we could be clear about it, I always seek and ask for reparations in blood.
can you
They did
define
not take anything from us other than that.
so
You
can you
understand?
define so you can you define reparations in blood and yeah, define reparations.
What more needs to be defined? An eye for an eye. You raped, pillaged, enslaved, robbed our people. That's the exact same process that our people need to make sure that we are repaired.
Minus the rate, right?
Listen, minus the rape for some, I can't speak for all. Do you understand?
I got you. But being as though we are the lowest group on the totem pole, right? And I see when I watch you and Doggy Diamonds, because I watch y'all, right? Despite the disagreements, I definitely still respect what y'all do for the community. Y'all not backed by any platforms or whatever, and you do what you do. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is when you say that you like get it in blood and know. And all right, so when we're the bottom on the totem pole. So y'all speak on the Jews or the small hats, quote unquote, right? Y'all speak on the small. I'm sorry about that. Y'all speak on the small hats, right? Owning hip hop, owning Hollywood. How did they get to own these resources
They
without getting their
already
reparations?
established Hollywood. That
Huh?
was already established. Hollywood was established prior to the recording industry and all that. So all you did was move your way into a system that was already established.
Yeah, but they
That's
did
how
it with the
they
but
was
they did
able
it with
to
the money
do it.
based off the reparations that they got.
What year did they receive reparations?
Um, I don't know
And
specifically,
why
but
did
I know
they
the
receive
Holocaust wasn't that long
reparations?
ago.
Why?
They still receive reparations now for the
Listen,
Holocaust from the United States.
exactly why?
Because they white for the most part.
No, because they have a nuclear weapon. The same time the atomic bomb was, they were the ones.
Okay.
These were people who worked on the technology.
So
That's
what's
the
what's the
only reason why they continuously get reparations to this day.
yeah? But there's other
Not
groups that also
because they ask or they beg for it, because they are in a position to damage the planet and everything else should they not receive that.
yeah, but the Native Americans don't have that either, and they receive reparations every month. Like,
What?
watch this. I'm gonna give you an example because this is all right. So watch. We're overrepresented in the prison industry, right? So me being locked up in Oregon, right? I was locked up in New Jersey. I was locked up in Oregon. Came home in 2020. I literally seen Native Americans younger than me, 24 years old. I'm 40. They was 24, 30, all ages. Seen them going home with 25,000, 60,000 because they kept receiving them checks every month. They don't get the child support can't touch it, taxes can't touch it, IRS can't touch it, fines, restitution, nothing, right? They come home set and established. You got brothers like me, brothers like you who can get locked up, do 10, 20 years, come home to nothing, and you forced to work the whole time. But them, they can sit back and relax,
Do you know
never
what
get
goes
their money
on?
touched, and they don't have no nuclear bomb
Do you
though.
know what goes on a reservation? Because you can see that aspect, and I'm going to appreciate your wisdom on it because that's something you witnessed, right? But I'm
Yup.
telling you from a different lens, from working in a social work setting and being trained and working with people on those reservations. So for that same $25,000 that they get, that's gone within 90 days because they also have a 90 percentile rate of domestic violence, alcoholism, right?
Yes. Yes.
Cirrhosis of the liver, and they live in impoverished conditions. So that 25,000 adds up to absolutely nothing.
Okay, now watch this. Now you absolutely right about the how they spend it because I lived in Alaska too, where they was getting checks all the time, right? But also you have ones, and I seen it and witnessed it, right? Because I used to live in Klamath Falls, Oregon. Right next to it is called Clamoya, or Clamoya, where they have the casinos and stuff. But you also have other natives who do right by that money, and they live in nice. I'm talking about owning multiple homes. You feel what I'm saying? Real estate, all type of stuff. You're going to have people in our community that do the same thing. Yes, we're going to have people that mess their money off, but that don't mean that all of us is going to live like that. And I don't believe, because we don't have the issues that they have, right? We don't suffer from alcoholism the way they do. Because when I lived in Alaska, they wasn't even allowed to order. You have to order alcohol from the police station when you over there because they have, again, that alcoholism that messes them up. But again, I believe that our people is better than theirs. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think we more intelligent, and I think that we would do a lot better if we got those resources. But you got illegal aliens coming over here. They get a form of reparations. It's not a straight up check, but you got all these different groups that come over here and feed off this country, getting freebies and handouts. Right? I work with them. I work in a factory. I work around Asians, Mexicans, all of them, Africans. Some of these people don't even know English to the point where we be in there doing hand signals to communicate. You feel what I'm saying? But they coming over here, taking our jobs, getting free resources, benefits. They still getting food stamps while they working and everything. They're not allowing us, all of us, to do that. You
Listen,
feel what
I
I'm
sat
saying?
there and I'm telling you, that is a result of your people, our people, missing these grand opportunities that were once there, that they once controlled, that they no longer wanted. They no longer wanted. We had everything. Construction industries. We had everything. We ran livery cab drivers. We ran medical, healthcare, all these industries that you see them taking over now were once staples for our people. These were staples. This
Yeah,
stupid shit, that ain't new. We've been doing that. That's been done. You don't see it no more.
but you don't
Every
think that?
time you blame immigration for taking something that you no longer want, or you no longer have the energy to perform in that capacity, that's not on them.
No, I'm
That's
not
not
saying
on
it's.
them. If you
I'm
drop
not.
your
No, no.
wallet
It's
and
definitely
somebody
like.
comes and you look at your wallet and you see it on the floor, you don't pick it up, and somebody comes and take it, you cannot blame them for that.
No, I'm not blaming the immigrants in whole. It's the government. They can't get none of this stuff without the government allowing them to come over here. Number one, to flood over here. Number one, and then number two, they the ones who setting up these DACA programs and all these programs that they can benefit from.
Listen,
That's
your
what I'm
people
saying.
are in the government.
Yeah, but they sold out.
Okay, that ain't the immigrants' fault. Your people. Hold
No,
on,
I'm not.
wait a minute.
No,
Wait
no,
a
no,
minute.
no. I'm not
Because we're
saying it's their
talking
fault.
about reparations here, right?
Yes, but these are form
We're
of
talking,
reparations.
you have to politic, you have to petition to get reparations, right?
Absolutely.
Because again, you're not in alignment with what I'm saying. How
What you,
it should be
oh
done,
no, 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 no,
right?
no. I think that I no. I want you.
Hold on.
I want to be clear on that too. I am down because I already know you're not going to get liberation without bloodshed. I know that, right? I know that. But also, I also know that you need policies to be passed for us to get some things done, right? We got the brother Marcel who running for Congress,
You
but
don't need
again,
Marcel. You don't need him.
but you just
And
said we
he's
need
not in
people.
total alignment with y'all. I'm telling you that right now.
No, I know he don't believe the no
Okay. You have
no
one,
vote
wait a
and no.
minute. You have one of the most powerful black men in Congress. You got Hakeem Jeffries. He is right under Pelosi. Do you
Hmm.
understand where he sits in this? Do you understand who his family is?
No, I don't know who his
Hakeem
family is.
Jeffries is the nephew of Dr. Leonard Jeffries, scholar, Pan-Africanist, unquestionably committed to the people. And he doesn't stand in alignment with his nephew, and he definitely doesn't stand in alignment with anybody who was organizing that rally. You cannot question this man. So if you got somebody that high in Congress that can tell you
Yeah, but what
how the
policy? What?
politics, listen, because you're going up against something that you're wasting your time and energy on. You have everybody in Congress who is of our complexion, of our background in these
Hmm.
positions, not in alignment with reparations. Hakeem Jeffries, when y'all was out there rallying, he was in my hood, in a church in East New York, Brooklyn, telling people to vote for cracker that don't
For
have
what though?
reparations in alignment with anything. Hold on. In the church that historically was a conscious space where Dr. Weissling spoke several times early on. I'm talking about from the 80s. So you have somebody who learned lessons from her, go up into their system, pledge allegiance and an oath to the flag in order to be a congressional person, come back to that space where everybody who was at that rally we swear by Dr. Weissling's and her work, the ISIS papers. So somebody who could be in alignment with that, coming from that, is telling people who are downtrodden to vote for a cracker who don't have reparations on the menu.
Who
So
said
tell me who?
who said vote for the cracker though?
Hakeem.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So what is this cracker's policies? Like because we don't get
The
policies
policy is
specifically
not
for us.
reparations. The vote is tomorrow. No one has reparations on their docket.
Yes, but all
Nowhere.
right, watch this. Nobody has reparations on their docket, but what do they got on their docket that's specifically for us? Because we keep voting and we keep getting nothing.
And listen, this is what I'm telling you. You're taking old strategies, old tactics,
No,
but
we
y'all
never
don't even,
had this
hold on.
strategy. We never had this strategy
You
though.
never had what strategy?
No
They've been
voting. Who was
asking for
running around not
reparations.
voting? Not since I've been alive.
They've been asking. Okay, I'm hipping you. They've been asking for that. This is not a new ask
No, not
for.
reparations. I'm just talking about straight up no voting. They said no tangibles, no vote. And tangibles don't always have to be like specifically reparations, but you're not giving us anything. What politicians or even the person in Congress that you talk about, Mr. Jeffries, what policies have he passed that is affecting the black community, bro? Because we down at the bottom and we
And
still at the bottom. These other groups come over here and
listen,
I'm not saying because I rocks with some of these people that's from other groups. I'm not against them and all of that, right? I still believe in to a peace Pan-Africanism. If the other people from the other side going to rock with us, right, and work with us, all of them not though, right? And I've seen that firsthand at work, right? So like at the end of the day, what are these policies that's being passed by the people? Because we still on the bottom, and no matter what, no matter who's in office, a Democrat, Republican, I know that we still fill up the jails, even though we committing less than 90, like we committing less than 50% of the crimes, but we 50% of the jail population. Even when crime go down, the incarceration rate go up. Like no matter what the policies are, we the least homeowners, we're the least paid. You feel what I'm saying?
it's not
Everything is,
new. It's not
but
new. So when, hold on, when are you going to remove yourself from that? It is not new. These are not new arguments. This is not a new phenomenon. This
are you
is
saying to
not
remove
new
ourselves from the political structure? Because I've
from the
always been,
entire structure.
oh yeah, I always been down with that. I always, listen, I actually
But
said to
you
somebody
can't
the
be
other day,
down with that and lend your ear and energy to the same process.
no, because I do still believe that that can work, right? I still do believe that can work. Again, like I rocks with, watch this, I rocks with Brother Ben X and Farrakhan Muhammad, who got the Hereafter Farms, right? They buying land, they trying to do their own thing. I definitely do believe in building our own, but again, we definitely need to build relationships to be able to build together because we can't just build with each other and we don't know each other, never met and never kicked it, right? But also we do need that because
Where
even
they
they
building
didn't
land
want us
at?
to get affirmative action. They didn't want us to do a
And
lot of
affirmative
things.
action is getting ready to be out of here. That's
No,
getting
I
ready
know
to
that.
be out of here.
That don't help us anyway, right? Dr.
Right.
Claude
And it's
Anderson
going to
wrote
be
that.
out of here. So
Yeah,
again, wait a minute. Where are they buying land? So you get resources, you galvanize all these resources to buy land. Where are these lands that you're buying? Are they still up under the laws, the statutes, the codes of this oppressive government?
who for who you talking about? Ben X and them?
Any of them. When you purchase land on this corporation, is the land still governed by the laws of this land?
Yes, of course. But
So
that's what I'm saying.
what's the purpose?
That's where the politics come in, and we try to fight for the same thing the ladies got, sovereignty, right? Because I know
You said
I've
fight.
been locked up. I've been locked up with them, right? So if they
Okay.
do a crime, they could commit a murder on the reservation, and the maximum time is 5 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
5 to 10 years or something like that,
Can
right?
they
But
kill? Who
everything
can
is
they kill on?
significantly.
Wait. Who can they kill on a reservation and get 5 years? They can kill a cop.
I have no idea. Like I don't know the logistics of that part, but I
I'm
just know
telling you,
they have
I know for a
reservations.
fact
They
they
have
can't because we still got Leonard Peltier, who's been in jail almost 5 decades for killing or allegedly killing FBI agents on the land.
on the
So who can
reservation.
they kill on the land? Yes, Leonard Peltier from the American Indian movement. He's still in prison to this day.
Now I don't know about those type of rules, but I just know the rules they got for themselves, right? But again,
Okay,
so
so now, wait a minute, because they still fall up under the umbrella of any time these people, they can't tell them they can't come on their land. Can they say that? Can they keep police agencies out of their land? Or do the
so
feds come in and out anytime they want to?
I don't know. I've never seen that. I don't know the whole rules and logistics on that. But
I'm
I
telling
mean,
you,
they probably can. I mean, this
they
government
can
do.
because these people are not armed to the teeth. They're drunkards. They're not in a position and don't have the mentality to make sure that they are the ones who are organized, who are controlling, who are the authority on and around this land. Because if it did, if that was, then that would be the model for us to follow.
So all right. So how are we getting land that's not subject to the rules of this country?
You're not.
So what's the end? So
You're
what's the
not.
so what's the end goal?
What the end goal is, again, to break down this entire infrastructure. You have to conceptualize and think life, land, and liberty outside of these individuals. And y'all not doing that. You still think you can coexist with these people.
No, nobody's talking about coexisting. I ain't talking about coexisting
So if you're not thinking about coexisting, how can you believe that they're going to give you money?
because
How? You don't
because
believe
we
that you
can.
can coexist with them, but you expecting them to come out their pocket and say, "Here, black man, do your thing." That doesn't make sense.
To
It
an
doesn't
extent,
make
yeah.
sense on the street. It don't make sense behind the wall. It doesn't make sense. We are talking about the most evil, demonic, warmongering people on the planet, and they're just going to say, "Here." You know
No,
how
they
long the
no, no, no,
reparations
no,
talk
no.
been there?
It's never going to be that easy. But
Okay, so then
okay.
why do it? Because I'm telling you, it's
No, I'm not saying
easier.
it's going to be. So just
Hold
because it's not
on.
easy, don't do it. That don't make no sense.
It's easier to rely on yourself.
Oh, of course.
So
But
then, okay, so then where's the energy that you're putting into yourself?
no, we are. But we still have to come together, build. But that is an aspect, bro. Because that don't mean that. I watch this. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. When I was in Oregon, it wasn't much, right? It wasn't much. When I came home in 2020, again, this is why we had to delineate, and I know why they feel like we be having to delineate. They was giving out checks. They gave them out twice for African Americans in Oregon, right? White people was finessing, acting like they was black. You had you had to line up at the bank and get it from the bank. You had to fill out these papers and get the money from the bank. They give you a little card or they deposit it in your bank account. They was giving out $500. The second time they was giving about out, I believe I didn't get it the second time. It was about 1,500, and they was giving out other stuff, right? So when we in the line, right? You got Africans over there. You got all this. These ain't the people, because when they broke it down, they was basically saying the people, the black people that were oppressed. But you got Spanish people on the line. You got everybody in the line taking the money that they really, because mind you, this was around the time of the George Floyd thing. So this, they was basically specifying this is for us, but you had all these other groups in line, and now you have foundational Black Americans or freedmen or whatever you want to call us, descendants of slaves, missing out on this bread, which people needed during the pandemic because all these other groups was in line. But my point is, they did give us the bread. Nobody was over there begging. Nobody was over there doing it. They had this older black, I forgot her name, but she got gray dreads. Yo, she go hard on them crackers over there, right? But she pushed that along with some white people. You know what I mean? Shout out to them. Along with some white people, they pushed that to get that to happen over there. So at the end of the day, they are willing to give up some bread. But again, I feel as though we have to come through as a unit,
What did the
put
people
some
do
pressure
with that?
on
What
them,
did the
because
people do with
nothing we
that?
got in this country, bro, to ride on them buses, any of that stuff, any of the stuff that our ancestors went through, even when breaking away from slavery and all that, because they didn't just say, yo, y'all can let go. We forced all that stuff. We forced them to even though integration was bad, but we forced ourselves into that, right?
Words like force and fight. What force was used for that?
Fighting to an extent.
What fighting took place over this weekend?
I mean, none, but you still got to galvanize the people because a lot of people still don't know the whole
because you're not galvanizing people on a set end goal. What is the end goal? What is the end goal for reparations? What is the end goal? It's nothing there. What's the doctrine that you're following? How do you galvanize people? How? What's the idea you putting in their head? When you're
what you mean the doctrine? What you mean? What do a doctrine got to do with getting a check? Because everybody, all of us are all over the place, bro. That's what I'm saying. Then you got people, watch this, like this. Because again, we don't be on code. You got Hebrew Israelites. Watch this. Hold on. You got Hebrew Israelites, because I was out there. You got Hebrew Israelites in the back while they trying to push whatever they pushing, even if you don't agree. We as black people love to jump on one another and say, yo, they back there with the bullhorn talking about, we don't need reparations. Like, dog, do that somewhere else or do that on some other time. Why do we have to be divisive in front of the enemy?
Was that an organization that helped put the rally together?
Who? The Hebrew Israelites?
Yeah.
No, they ain't helped put nothing together.
Why wasn't there people who organized the rally there to put blood in their mouth?
Because the Pope, come on, man. Why would that's our people though?
That stops that.
I mean, they wasn't effective anyway, but it's just my point.
It is. You telling me that they're not on code. So that's what keeps people apart. The only way to get people on code is to put blood in their mouth. Why not?
So that's what we're gonna do.
That's what you have to do.
So that's what we're gonna do to the politicians too.
That's what you
But see, the funny part about it is this movement is strong and the politicians are shook. And the movement is so big that the Democrats shook. You crazy, bro.
How they shook? I'm telling you they not shook. If they were shook, reparations would be coming out of their mouth.
I'm not talking about shook on that part. I'm talking about shook to the point where they understand that that movement is big, that no tangible, no vote.
How big is it? How many people was out there?
It was definitely a couple thousand, at least 3,000 to 4,000 people.
How many people follow you?
Not a lot.
How many people follow Karim on social media?
A lot, millions.
How many people follow Marcus?
You talking about Marcel?
Marcel.
I mean, a lot. I don't know.
How many people follow Baba Kameni?
A lot.
How many people follow Professor Smalls?
Yeah, but a lot of them can't just come out there. It was a lot of people when I was on live stream. And I don't even have a lot of people on my YouTube. I had about 2,000-3,000 people on my live stream, and YouTube was dropping my shit.
If your own people not out there, what results are you going to get? You can't tap this shit on social media. You can't talk about it and believe that it's going to be threatening to anybody that's in the seat of power. They're not threatened by that.
So where are all the people that's going to be down with the bloodshed? Most of these Negroes, let's keep it a buck. Most of these Negroes is religious. And they think Jesus going to come out the sky and fix everything. Right. They ain't down with no bloodshed.
Is no Jesus talk in the churches that's talking about reparations. Ain't no Jesus reparations talk in them churches.
No, it's not.
Jesus reparations talk in the mosque.
You more liable to get them to go on a reparations push than a bloodshed push.
They wasn't there.
What you mean? They all can't come, bro. Everybody can't afford to get over there.
Hold on.
We at the bottom. Your average black person got a negative bank account.
Our people right now are in a much better financial situation that they were when the Million Man March happened. And they had over 1 million out there. You mean to tell me that this dude that just got $1 million for a museum couldn't get more than 20,000 people in DC? Come on now.
Yeah, but they only did it for 3 weeks. They only was promoting it for 3
No,
weeks.
they was. They been had. Listen.
No, but he couldn't get the he said never mind because he couldn't get the permit because they was blocking
Okay,
him
so again, wait a minute.
which another reason another reason that you know that they are scared of that movement. Why else would you be
Wait a
blocking
minute.
something that you know not going to work?
Wait a minute. Who did he ask for a permit?
He was asking the people in DC. He showed the receipt.
So the same people who
He
he
wound up
asked
having
for
to
a
get
permit.
he wound up
Wait a
having to get
minute.
a company. He wound up having to get a company to do it for him.
Okay, but they denied the permit.
Yes.
So what the hell make you think they're going to give reparations if they denied a simple permit for the ask for the
You
rally?
know why I think they will? Because they did it in Oregon, and that is a racist ass state.
Listen, do
That's
you
a
know what's
racist
going
ass
on?
state, bro.
Wait a minute.
That's probably
What
one of the
state?
racist places I ever been.
Wait a minute. What states border Oregon?
Huh?
What states border Oregon?
Oh, California, Washington, another racist state, Idaho,
Do you know what's going on?
Arizona.
You said you was right there, right?
Yeah,
Do you know what's going on in Oregon right now?
not all the way. Why? What's up?
Do you know that right now they're trying to eliminate the border between Idaho and Oregon? Do you know that they're pushing that? This is what they're pushing.
I mean, I believe it.
Fighting amongst themselves. They
Yeah,
trying to
because
do away with the border of Idaho and Oregon. So at what point are those people who are fighting amongst themselves, who have all the political power there, going to say, you know what? Let's stop this fight and give these niggas this money.
all right,
This
somebody in
is
your
going
comments
on
just
right
said
now. Tomorrow, Tuesday,
Oregon don't
tomorrow
allow
is
free
vote.
drugs to be sold. They just decriminalized all drugs.
Hold on. I'm talking about specifics. They right now, tomorrow, are voting on whether or not to get rid of the border between states, white folk. And you think that they're going to say, hold on a minute, while we're fighting amongst ourselves, let's give these niggers reparations.
Yeah, but
Make that make sense.
they got something up there to get passed right now for all black Oregonians who've been identifying as African American, who descendants of chattel slavery, to get $123,000 a year. This is Bill 619, Senate Bill 619. Have your people look that up.
And when
They
wait a minute, and when they shift or take away the border, all those people in Oregon will now be part of Idaho. And they don't have that bill up there. Maybe that's why they're trying to get rid of the border, to push that. This is not this is war. This ain't
No, I
we gonna
believe
sit
that, but
at the
I
table.
still don't believe that's not going to have anything to do with our reparations. And maybe Idaho and them need that because they trying to. I'm trying to tell you, Oregon's whole laws is totally different. That shit is like lawless out there, bro. They don't have any, like, you can get caught with heroin and cocaine as long as it's under 28 grams. You getting they writing you a
Right,
ticket.
do you need Oregon?
But see, this is
Wait a
another thing.
minute. Do you need Oregon to get reparations?
I mean, for that state.
No, I'm talking
Because
about
once it gets
no. This is
passed,
it's not a
because watch
state
this.
by it's not a state by state ask for.
No,
No,
I know, but
you're
once it gets
asking
passed,
for
it trickles down. Because you know what trickled down? The three strike law. Everything that California was passing in the prison system, New Jersey was passing it. Because I was locked up in New Jersey mad times. They was passing it every single time. Three strike law, all of that. So when anything that pops off in California, that's why the reparations movement over there is vital. Because if they drop that over there, then it's going to trickle down to other states and everybody can push that. But again, we need policies. Just like I had this brother named Sam Brown on my channel, right? He was locked up in California for 24 years, and he wrote a bill. He wrote a legislation. They was trying to get it passed over there to end the whole slavery, the not like the servitude, whatever. So you don't have to work for free, basically working for free or pennies on the dollar in prison, right?
Mm-hmm.
But again, we need these type of policies because this will help our people. If we can get in all these other states to do what Oregon did and decriminalize the drugs, you know how many of our people would not be going to jail no more?
You don't need that. All you need your people to do is to believe in themselves and to stop fucking being criminals. You don't need nobody to pass no
Yeah, but
legislation.
poverty breeds crime. You know that, and we the most poorest people on the planet.
Poverty don't be. I'm watching. Hold on, we watching immigrants come
Poverty
over,
breeds crime, fam.
and they are not. Wait a minute, they are not committing these crimes. I'm
Who?
watching immigrants come over, as you said, with no English, nothing, grinding, getting into whatever they got to get into, and taking over construction industries. Poverty don't breed crime.
They absolutely do. This is why.
No, it
This is
don't.
why.
No, it don't. No, it don't.
Yo, sociologists and
I've been
psychologists
broke
already
since I've
proved
been
that.
home. Hold on. I've been broke since I've been home.
Yeah, but you different. You've been to jail.
I've not yet
You.
went back to my old form of hustle.
Me either. I'm broke too, but I
Okay.
ain't. I ain't did it
So
either. But you know why you haven't did it? Because you sat in that prison cell for years, and you know that's not what you want. And you smart enough to say, "Yo, I can really do it like this." Feel what I'm saying? But when you was younger, again, we young. We got a lot of influence from that rap music. We got a lot of influence from movies. I ain't even gonna just say it's rap, but we got a lot of influence from that and being broke at the same time. Watch this. Remember when the Irish and the Italians was deep into the criminality? Yo, soon as they started passing stuff to where they was allowing the Italians to be they was allowing the Irish to be the cops, and they was allowing the Italians to do the firefighters and all that stuff. Yeah, that slowed down. That slowed down the criminality.
that's what you believe.
Absolutely did.
So if the Irish was slowed down, who are the Westies?
What you mean, the West?
Yeah, the
I
Westies,
mean,
the
of course,
Irish
it's always going to be something. But I'm gonna tell you this,
So
right? Watch this.
again,
90% of the prison population falls below the poverty line. So what is the
and
dynamic to
again,
why people are
they
going to jail?
fall
Poverty breeds
behind.
crime.
Listen, they fall into a criminal lifestyle because they do not know how to articulate themselves, and their leadership, who knows exactly what's going on, decided to drop the ball and become included into a system and institution that mean you no good. You can't tell me. I see it all day, every day, that if you do not work to speak and to encourage somebody to be better, these men ain't even the criminals no more. They ain't even criminals no more. Your men don't even want to hustle no more.
No,
These
I can
niggas
dig
is
that.
laying up in the street looking for somebody that got an EBT card. So the hustle ain't it. Poverty ain't it. They
No,
ain't been encouraged
I
to
don't
do
believe that
anything.
because sociologists, economists, and all that, bro. If you even go to these other
Listen, they
countries,
can't tell me shit because they don't
because
live it.
no,
They
because most
studying
of these
that shit and don't know what they doing. I'm telling you right now, I sat with all of them, and why I can be hired by
Yo,
any of them.
it's the same. It's the same in the white community, bro. I'm trying to tell you. I lived in Klamath Falls. I lived in Portland. I lived in Medford, and all of the poor people were the main people committing the crimes. I'm not saying that rich people don't commit crimes too, but I'm trying to tell you, the people that you see in prison, I don't care, regardless of the race, you start going into them accounts, them shits are zero or negative because poverty is breeding this crime,
Can I
especially
can I
a lot
can
of
I
the
can I can
stealing.
I can I can I can I ask you to go research something? 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks
Mhm.
ago, in Brooklyn, a doctor, my family doctor, 75 years old, been in the community since the 80s,
Mhm.
decided to sell fentanyl. and got popped. 4 years they've been investigating her. The feds just knocked her. Millions and millions of dollars. Scripts, 11,000 illegal scripts. She wasn't impoverished. What made her decide that as a doctor, a physician, a family physician, to fucking sell drugs?
That's greed.
Okay. And that goes on enough. You got ball players. You got actors. You have politicians.
But that's a small percentage.
Themselves.
But that's a small percentage. Majority of the people, just like the homeless people. Yo, every time I seen homeless people, because this, yo, all right, they'll show you spots of Kensington, Philadelphia, right? And they show all that. That's the same way it is in Portland, Oregon. Downtown Portland, we call that shit Gotham City, because at night, it is nothing but tent cities all up and down. All these poor ass white people, they go in these stores, they be stealing. That's why they got a measure 11. It's a step crime. You get nothing less than 72 months, because they go by months over there for their state stuff. You get nothing less than 72 months for a measure 11. Stealing. They don't mess with that. The drug laws is loose, but that stealing and that fighting, you gonna get broke off. But again, that's because it's so much poor people out there. Portland is very expensive to live in.
Do these poor people have land? Is there land that they can utilize? Because
it's a lot of land. It's a lot of land in Oregon.
Why the fuck they not farming?
They broke.
What?
You gotta buy land. You gotta buy land. You have to have resources to buy land.
Hold on. You telling me I'm hungry? They got a tent. They living on these tents. These are plots. They can't scrape up a little goddamn plot and fucking plant some shit for them to eat. They live off the land. We talking about Portland. We talking about the West Coast. We talking about doomsdayers that live out in the hills and the mountains, and they can't plant their ass no tomatoes and eat. Niggas ain't that hungry. They got a different mindset. And they
but the poor people, yes, because your average homeless person is on drugs.
Okay, so it's not. Again,
yeah, but
there's something else there.
Yeah, it's poverty and mental illness, because a lot of them are mentally ill, which a lot of our people are mentally ill.
And where does that come from?
It comes from years of oppression and things like that.
Why would you ask the oppressor to fix it?
Because he's fixing everybody else's problems too. I'm not saying
fixing nobody else's problems. He's
crazy. When you giving people checks, bro, I sat here and witnessed a Native American in Alaska. I was in Barrow, Alaska. I witnessed the Native American who I was working with at the grocery store. This nigga got $23,000. Him, his daughter, who was 2 months old, his son that was 3 years old, and his girl. All got checks, dog. But they blow it. They'll have 4 snowmobiles, 3 dirt bikes, and 4 banshees. You feel what I'm saying? They wasting their bread, but you giving that to them, and it's coming out of our tax dollars. Like, I have to pay, my tax dollars got to go to people who enslaved me.
So why are you paying it?
Because we're going to go to jail. Let's be for real.
Okay, so if you're going to go to jail anyway, go to jail on your terms.
No, I'm down with that. But we also, again,
you hustling backwards.
I'm not going to jail on my own terms by myself, and then my people not going to help me or come through for me or whatever.
People don't have a plan. They don't have a doctrine. They don't have an end goal other than, yo, we gonna get this check. What are we doing?
There is an end goal. All right, so Tesla Figaro, she came out with a thing where she has this push the line thing, where she trying to breed and bring up people in our community to start running for office. Like real people who not gonna sell us out, who not gonna be like, yo, we just having a fish nugget brunch and all this old other stuff, and we just gonna dance with Cardi B and them just so we can get y'all to vote, because we know that's the only people y'all gonna follow. What's that?
You know what this is?
Robert's Rules of Order?
Yeah.
No, I never read that.
This is the basic standard book for anything political for any type of meeting, these are the rules of order that almost any institution has set when you're having a meeting. How you conduct yourself, time allotments, and all that. Every politician knows exactly what this is. I don't care how radical you are. You have to conduct yourself in a specific way, which is why I don't care how radical you are. We got one of the most radical politicians that I've seen in Charles Barron, but he still bows down to that. You have Bobby Rush, who's been in Congress for years. Panther still bows
Yeah, but
down.
what they doing? What laws? What are they doing though?
Why you think they're not astute and more knowledgeable than the people who organized that rally?
No, I'm not saying I'm not saying that they not. I'm not saying
Okay,
that they
but I'm
not.
telling you that it doesn't matter. You cannot do anything within that institution. You gotta pull out.
And you know why I'm gonna just say I don't believe that, because I literally got checks from Oregon that was based specifically for Black people.
Right, and it's gone
Again,
now.
like I'm saying,
And
it
it's
wasn't a
gone
lot,
now.
but I do believe that with more backing, with more our people on the same page, we can get that off. I just truly believe that,
Tomorrow.
just based off experience and what I've gotten from over there. Like
I know
I'm like,
what
all
you
right,
got.
well,
I respect what you saw and what you got. Tomorrow, if they gave everyone, regardless of FBA, ADOS, anything, just because your skin is melanated, if they gave everyone $1 million, what is going to happen?
I believe Black people will come up,
How?
because I believe that the main reason that a lot of us are failing, because you can start a business tomorrow and they won't give you a $5,000 loan, but then I can go to a
What
school and you'll
business?
give me a
Wait a
$50,000
minute.
loan.
Because you always throw that out there. What business?
Toilet paper. I was about to start a toilet paper making company when I was in Oregon, right before I got locked up. You know how hard it was for me to get a loan? I was trying to get my mom to co-sign, my dad to co-sign, my sister to co-sign, my man to co-sign. Like, bro,
You
they
had your
would.
whole plan. You had your whole plan planned out.
Yes, because Brother Garfield that be on Sinetta was helping me.
Why the hell he ain't give it to you?
I don't know if he had it.
Why you
But
ain't go to none of the
he
rap dudes?
definitely helped
Hold
he
on. Why you
definitely
ain't go
got
to any of
things.
the rap dudes?
Who, me? I don't know rap niggas. I'm just a
We not
regular
working
Joe.
for nothing.
Huh?
There's plenty of people who could have gave that to you. Why Tyreek didn't give it to you?
I don't know Tyreek like that.
But he got $1 million
Trust
for a
me. Trust
museum.
me, I would have asked. But
What?
listen,
So go present it to him and see what happens.
all right. I mean, I don't got all the stuff, but I'll do it again, definitely.
Get it all
But
together.
I'm
I'm
not gonna
telling
say
you
that. I'm
right
not gonna
now.
say I'm not. But I'm not gonna say that it's his, because he probably funding other people. He definitely probably helping other people out. I can't because I met a
You
plumber. I
believe
met a
that?
plumber yesterday. I met a plumber yesterday that's trying to start a school, and Tyreek messed with him. He trying to start a school to teach brothers how to plumb. He got some HVAC teachers. He got some electricians that they
We
gonna try to
got, we
start a
got,
school.
we got, we got, we got a black plumber that's doing that right now.
No, and I get that. But I'm
We
just
got, we
saying. I
have, I'm
know
saying,
that.
hold on, we got several of them. But in the course of that, right, you
Mhm.
are still following rules, regulations, codes, since y'all like to use on code, codes that are
Yeah,
established by your oppressor. And if you don't
absolutely.
follow any of that, you don't have a business. It's gone.
No, that's real talk.
So at
But
what point,
I'm
again,
saying,
so I say again, all of us get $1 million tomorrow.
I think we'll pop, because it's a
How?
lot of us. Because it's a lot of us. See, what we like to think is that most of us be on nigga time.
I
But
don't
even
care.
when you,
Listen, I don't care if we all of us, with sound mind, business plans and all that. What plan? What business?
I mean,
What
of course,
industry do we own?
We don't own any. We don't own
Okay,
any.
so all of us get $1 million. What industry are we going to stop?
We're not trying to stop an industry, but we can
You have to. We talking
watch this,
government now.
All right,
We're
watch this.
talking people. We're talking
All
the
right, watch.
nation state. What do we have the opportunity to take and own?
Now watch this. We didn't own no industries during all those other Black Wall Street, because there was more than just one. It was about 50 of them. They trying to say that it was a whole bunch in Texas too that they just discovering, right? We didn't own and control nothing. We actually owned and controlled less than we own now, which I think they saying we own about 2%, or like or a half, 1/2 of a percent, right? Back then, when Dr. Claude Anderson was breaking it down, we only owned a half of a percent, right? So even back then, they were still able to have newspapers, airplanes, hospitals, daycares, all of that. They was able to have all of that, right? And again,
Did they have
we
an
were
army?
no, they didn't have an
Did they
army,
have a
right?
police force?
I don't know if they had a police force or not. I
You
believe
know
they
they
did
did, but
that.
they got killed.
No, but they was actually winning. They was actually winning that fight. They was actually winning that fight without any of that, but they got bombs dropped on them. But I believe we as a people right now, well, hold on. We as a people right now are a lot smarter right now to be able to say, yo, this is where we went wrong. This is where we need to go. And I'm going to hold on, watch this. I was just telling my man this. I said, yo, you know why I think? Because I've been in Oregon and it's very segregated over there, just kind of like LA in prison. It's politics where white people mess with white people, black people got to sit over here, Spanish people got to sit over here. Bro, I'm telling you, I believe, this is just my opinion, and I believe that they locking a lot of these rappers up, and a lot of these, especially rappers that are gang members, because they got a big influence, because they want this race war to pop off, and they want the soldiers to be behind bars when it happens.
Well, yeah,
right?
that's a given.
Absolutely. But again, if we can smarten up and say, yo, this is where we went wrong the first time, this is how we got to change this, because we got some intelligent people. I seen this girl in Oregon, this black girl in Oregon, her son was autistic. He could take the whole, like 4 years old, he could take the whole vacuum cleaner apart and put it back together. Like, we got some smart people in our community. I believe that we can build bombs and do things like that. We just got to look outside of the United States, and we got to start building relationships with other countries.
How do you look outside the United States when you say FBA, we don't fuck with y'all?
No. That's never, even Tyreek don't believe in that, because even Tyreek don't believe everybody. We saying, forget everybody who's not on code with us. Even our niggas, even FBA. Because again, you got a lot of people who FBA who just off code. Michael Eric Dyson, he FBA, he's down with them. He off code like hell. He not down. He don't have our benefits at heart. You feel what I'm saying? So like, even people in our community or any other community, if you're not in alignment with us, then we're not gonna rock with you. But it was a lot of effort. Watch this. They even said it on the microphone. Tariq even said it on the microphone. He said, because he's seen a lot of African people at the rally. And he said, shout out to y'all. I rock with y'all, especially if you rock with us. Word. It's not no F everybody, but we still have to build alliances. But see, this is what they doing.
You can't build alliance when you build a separation first.
We're not building separation first. We've been
the
Pan-African. They've been doing
in FBA alone is separation.
No, over here, just over here to build ourselves up. Because again, this is why they don't like trying to deal with other people. Because again, just like I told you what happened in Oregon, when they had stuff just based for us, everybody's included, and then it leaves us out. And then when they have stuff for y'all, we can't get none of the tangibles. We can't jump in line for that.
The tangibles is right in front of you. You don't need these people to give you anything.
Yeah, but that doesn't take away from you're helping other people out. But when you do help us, watch this. No, but when you do help us, everybody gets a part of it. But if we can separate and say, just on this point, not separate to say we don't want to fuck with y'all and don't want to build with y'all. We want to separate to say, yo, y'all over there right now with this, we try to get policy specific for us, just like a hate crime bill, just like the Asians got. right? So now every time a sister go in the nail salon and she arguing with one of them, she getting a federal charge. You feel me? Even though we got the most hate crimes committed against us in the country.
When that happened in Brooklyn, and that's how I was familiar and had a very strong acquaintance with Jade, with one of the organizers.
Jade, what's her name? Lioness Crown?
Jade Arendelle. Yes. We didn't ask for no fucking police. We didn't ask for nothing. We shut that shit down. And on nights when nobody else was out there, I was out there 2, 3 in the morning waiting for him to come and open up. A whole year. I didn't ask for police to come through. I didn't ask for no politicians to come through. That wasn't even my area of Brooklyn. And I dared him to open his shop. So all the shit that was going on when they arrested the wife and arrested him, that shit don't concern me. That's within the institution.
No, we definitely
I did it on my own and dared him to come through. And when I caught him one morning, I told him, you come back again, you won't make it away from the block. I don't need these people for shit.
I'm not saying that we don't have to. I'm not saying we don't have to be. We don't have to be on that type of time. But again, based off all of us not being on code, the best option. All of us not being on. Hold on. All of us not being on code on that type of time, because I do believe in that. Trust me. I believe that you have to rock some of these niggas, not niggas, but these crackers. You have to rock some of them. I believe that. I believe that that's going to have to happen, because I don't believe in liberation without bloodshed. I don't believe that that is a concept. You feel what I'm saying? That we can even get by without that. But we definitely, being as though a lot of us still ain't off that time, majority of us ain't still off that time, we have to still have a counter answer to it besides that, because a lot of niggas ain't gonna be off that. Niggas, I know niggas that's hardcore. The moment the police come, they throwing their gun. They throwing this. They doing that. You feel what I'm saying? But the moment I be like, yo, what's good? They want to start cocking back and all this whole other stuff. So it's like, we don't have a whole lot of people that's off that time. So what we do need is some policies that can protect us from being shot down by the police and these other hate crimes that be committed against us.
Listen, in order to prevent one from getting shot by police, sit your ass home. If you don't have no job, if you're not looking for work, if you're not looking for a trade, what you doing in the street?
No, I believe that. I'm with you with that all the way.
Because when you're out there, you're a target. Ali said, right? What Ali said, right? The hands can't hit what the eye can't see.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck is you in the street if you ain't doing shit? So when they come and put a goddamn knee on your neck or shoot you in your back, what were you doing? What was your purpose? That's the discussion. That's the time that we gotta be on. I don't have time to be going to Washington to scream out the air to nobody that's not there.
But I don't think
that heard that rally.
But I still believe that was necessary, bro, because we still gotta galvanize our people. Again, if most of us is on the time, I don't care what it is, bro, because people get issues pushed, right? Again, the whole reparations thing in California, which is more likely to crack than not, right? It's more likely to happen than not. That's because you got a lot of people over there getting on code and pushing the issue.
But what is the code? Explain the code.
Getting on code.
Look, if you're still going to work, if you're still paying taxes, if you're still patronizing these businesses,
that's not being on code. The code is being on the same type of time, going after the same thing together. That's being on code.
Thing, because I'm telling
whatever issue, it don't matter what the issue is, even if it's the issue you're talking about, and going upside people's heads and not messing with the political party or the government or whatever. We all have to be on. If we want that to happen, what you talking about, we still got to be on code to do that. We can't all over here be on some kumbaya shit, and then you over here on that type of time, and we like, yo, I don't know, man. This, that, and it's not gonna happen if we don't get on code with you. So you gotta be on code at some point. Like we have to
Again,
be on code with each other.
my code is very simple. Anybody that is preventing your potential to be greater, your potential to be a universal being of truth, anybody that is preventing that, literally, I'm not talking about no figuratively shit. I'm not talking about racial bias and all that. I'm talking about these people are literally extinguishing your right, your scientific right to exist, your potential to live greater every day. If they are doing that, you are supposed to exterminate them. We're not talking to them. That's my code. I don't know about all that other bullshit. I'm not coming to beg for shit that's already here. I'm not. Everybody's not twisted. You got
Now,
billionaires, you got millionaires, you got thousandaires. Everybody's not broke and twisted. People, that's why they're not on code for reparations. People like, yo, I'm doing me. I'm good
yeah,
here.
but that's a selfish mindset because majority of us are broke. The statistics show it. We the lowest group in America. Even with these immigrants coming over here, we the lowest group. And I can tell you right now, firsthand, they had some data from the Center of Immigration Research. I actually got it on my page on Instagram. And they saying, yo, immigration directly affects black labor wages and black labor in general.
Everything. I'm in agreement with that. I
But I,
told you
but I,
that.
but
I'm
I, that's
watching it. I see it.
but this is what I mean. I know this is what I mean. So when that's happening, right? We have to have something and be on code together to be able to get around that.
So do
Watch this. Watch
you
this. So
create your
mainly, watch.
own industries, or do you continuously beg and say, yo, look at what they're doing, look at what they're doing? Why not create your own industries within this shit? When
Yeah,
they
but it's
come,
hard because
hold
we don't
on,
own
these
it again
immigrants right
because we
now,
don't own and control nothing. That's the only way the
and these
Jews got to
immigrants
own
don't
and
either.
control. Whatever the Jews own and control, they got through, or the small hats. I'm sorry, I know they like tagging and dinging. The only way they got what they got was through the reparations that they grabbed, and then
Maybe I
they was
believe that. The reparations, that's why I keep asking you. When you speak on these reparations, prove it. I'm telling you right now,
yeah, because they didn't
if
get
I
checked.
wasn't in the house, I can drive right now and show you a Hasidic community that is fucked up. Y'all can't tell me nothing about this shit. You
Yeah,
know.
everybody have messed up communities though, fam.
Okay, so at what point did
But
that
majority, but
benefit them?
majority, of, but majority of them aren't living like our people, though.
They are. They living worse.
Not all of them, but not
Listen,
majority of them. They not.
listen, hold on. I'm here. I'm telling you. I can drive you through the community and be like, y'all would never live there. Pests, bed bugs, rats, garbage on the outside. Hasidic communities. And they run everything in it on their own.
No, I believe that.
Ambulance, security, schools, all that. And they shit is filthy. Reparations ain't help that. Stop that.
How? Where they
Stop
get the
that.
bread to
Because
do it? Where they get the bread to get their ambulance
it's
trucks?
a false narrative.
Where they get the bread to get the ambulance trucks
Look,
and the cop cars?
listen.
Bro,
This is not
Obama just
new.
gave them.
Because hold
When
on.
Obama was in office, he cut them a check in
Listen,
2012.
they've been getting this shit since you talking recent. They've been getting this shit since the 1700s. This ain't new. They
That's my whole.
established themselves in it. This is not new.
Yeah,
You
but that's
want
my
people
whole
to
point.
come and speak from a perspective of World War II. And they would, how long ago was World War II? And then at what point, I'm telling you, what point did they get the reparation? Because World War II was in the 40s, the mid 40s. I'm telling you, I served in Germany. I
Yeah, I know. I heard
seen
you
what
say that
that
before.
shit was. So if I was there, only 4 decades after the war, and shit was smooth, How the hell we still ain't getting shit from 1864? This is not new.
Oh, because a lot of we wasn't pushing
Hold
this
on.
narrative. Who was pushing this narrative?
Hold on. And if you're making the statements now that's floating through that these small hats, that these men, these bankers were owners of plantations in the South and in the West.
They was.
Okay, so that's where they got their bread from.
But it was very few of them. It was very few of them.
They was already established. I don't care if it was two, because from that they acquired their wealth, and from that wealth they was able to begin organizations like the NAACP and all that shit. So when they throwing this narrative at you that they got reparations from the war,
I'm not saying they just got reparations.
They was already up. We already know that they created Hollywood. They was up already. The reparations was another
based off whose labor, based off whose free labor, based off ours. So you already had an upper hand on us. Everybody already had an upper hand in the head start.
What free labor in California? California, you know how many people was over there when they ran out there?
Yes, that's an argument right now that they having, and they saying that slavery, they were still allowing people to come over here and snag their people up, and people was working for free.
Who else was over there doing the labor now?
You had some Mexicans over there doing labor too,
and you had the Chinese. You had a lot of people over there doing
major
labor. It was not only us.
In the 1800s.
What do you think the Boxer Rebellion is about?
In the 1800s,
the
Chinese
people. Rebellion was from the late 1890s to 1900s.
Yeah, that's like late. I'm talking about.
I'm telling you, can't say, because again, if we say,
because we talking 1864 and down.
The Boxer Rebellion was after that.
Yeah, but I'm talking about.
There, we was predominantly in the South. You had specks over there. Nobody was on the West Coast. They had to have a whole movement. That whole gold rush, everything. They had to go run over there. Wasn't shit out there. So you can't say it was only us. You still have predominantly Mexican and what they are now acknowledging as Native American.
I'm talking about
all that shit was.
I'm talking about 65 and earlier, 1865 and earlier. It was us. This was us. This was our free labor. This is what I'm saying. And everybody got their piece of the pie, and everybody gets their checks, natives and everything. They got free healthcare, free this, free that, free that. But that's what I'm saying. We don't fight for that. The only person been fighting for reparations, for the majority, been Dr. Carl Anderson, and they pushed him to the side during that whole era when he was trying to push that, because they pushed Martin Luther King up to the forefront, the same way they do these rappers and everybody else. They push who they want to the forefront, and the people that got the real solutions, you try to blackball them. Because you can't. Have you ever read Black Labor Like White Wealth?
If I got the bank, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm giving you a piece. I'm giving you money. Here, go establish something. But you're still following the same laws and institutions that I set. How are you benefiting?
Because we still was following the same laws. We were still following them same laws with Black Wall Street and all those other Wall Streets in Delaware and North Carolina. Our people were still under them same laws and was flourishing. And watch this. We was about to
now.
Huh?
Tell me how. What was the benefit of them flourishing if they're not here now?
Yeah, they wasn't prepared for the fight. But we can prepare for the fight. But I'm just saying.
How do we prepare for the fight if you're still begging and asking and you're not doing?
That don't got anything. That don't got anything to do.
That from nobody.
That don't got anything to do with preparing for the fight.
It does.
No, because while we actually, we ain't begging, fam. But that's one thing we not doing. We not saying, yo, please give me my bread.
If nothing happens, if you don't get the check, what are you gonna do?
I mean, we're gonna have to still work together, but we need to do that regardless.
What are you gonna do if these people say, yo, because this is what they telling you? right now. They
We gonna
giving
have to do.
billions to everybody.
We
They're
gonna we
not
we gonna we
hearing
gonna have to
you.
do what Ben X and them doing. We gonna have to do what Ben X and them doing and grab land and try to cultivate that and mess with other countries and try to form alliances with
Okay,
other countries
how?
to
What are you
to
using?
get us to get us.
Okay, so speak on that.
That's
What
what
are
I'm
you
saying. But
doing?
we can do this. We can do this with reparations too. That don't mean we can't force them to try to give us some checks because I'm telling you, these politicians, bruh, if because I follow them, I be
I
listening to them.
work with them. I campaign for them. I fundraise for them. I'm telling you, they're not scared of none of that shit.
They are though, bruh. They
They
are because they
not.
losing. They losing.
They not. They're
They
gonna
losing,
lose.
man.
They're
That's
gonna
why.
still
That's
have
why.
a. They're gonna have a
But
seat. They're gonna get whatever they can get. They got retirement based on them being in Congress, being in the House, being in city council. They're gonna fall back based on whatever income they was getting, and they're going to chill. They're not scared of shit. Because they
yeah, but
got
again,
police forces,
that's
they
why I
got
had brung up.
armies, they got agencies that work to protect them. They ain't
That's why I
scared
had.
of this shit.
Yeah, but that's why I had brung up Teslin and her little plan of how she was trying to build up politicians in our community that's unapologetic and that won't be off that type of time. Because at the end of the day, a lot of them are bad. I'm trying to tell you, this is why Roland Martin act the way he act, because he know that a lot of us are out there not voting and not wanting to vote because they see that nothing is happening, right? Just like I told this dude at work the other day, he kept talking about the filibuster, all this old goofy shit. So I said, OG, I showed him the video of the Center of Immigration Research, right? So I let him play. So I said, yo, who pushes immigration the most? The Democrats. I said, who was trying to build the wall? Trump. But y'all niggas wasn't trying to, y'all kept acting like Trump was the big racist. And I'm not a fan of Trump at all. I don't do politics really at all, right? But at the end of the day, I'm like, yo, he was actually trying to benefit us. The wall would have been beneficial to black people, especially me and you, since we working in this factory around these niggas, and they actually paying some of them a little bit more than they paying us, right? Coming over here, can't speak English a lick, right? So I'm like, yo, they finessing, especially the Democrats. And I believe if we get off that, we not voting for y'all gonna lose your base. That's why they trying to pass laws. Watch this, how you know it's working. They trying to pass laws in DC right now that illegal immigrants can vote. Why would you be doing that? Because you know black people ain't coming to the polls. You know we ain't coming.
I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better. When they come over, they're taking all of their ID, they're taking all of their important documents, letting them in the country. So by the time they're in a position, should they allow them to stay, to make sure that they identify as white. They
Yes,
don't have
absolutely.
okay, so they don't have to do none of this shit. And I'm saying, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Continuously watch and point, or you're going to build
Now we
yourself.
still gonna fight. We still gonna fight, but we gonna build at the same time. Like I said, that's why you got people like Ben
And
X.
these people not paying you to build. They're
Who's
not
not
gonna
paying
pay
you?
you to build your own.
What you
They're
mean?
not. I'm
I know
saying.
because we got watch this. Because we got people like you and Doggy Diamonds. Shout out to Doggy. But we got people like y'all and other people who be like, yo, Umar, that nigga scamming. This nigga, oh man, y'all building this, that nigga scamming. It's like, yo, and watch this, because I said this to my man. I said, yo, calling a person a scammer or calling a person like they finessing the people for their bread without having no receipts or without being able to do, I said that's almost like calling somebody a snitch and you ain't got no paperwork on them.
I
Even though
know.
watch this, even though I know
I
you
heard
can
that
snitch without having
personally
paperwork,
from
right?
Umar's mouth on a group call. The way we are. This is years ago. And he said it to some scholars, to some heavy hitters, when they
Said
asked him,
what?
I don't have to show you niggas shit. Niggas. And I said, well, who is this dude that he would say that to these people. These dudes that's been in the game since the 80s. You telling them that you don't have to show them accountability for money that they donated? You crazy? If that ain't a scam, then you telling me you just taking my shit, you gonna do whatever you want with it.
Now watch this. Watch this. Because Umar
Well, I
was
don't need the
GoFundMe.
receipt. I heard it.
No, because Umar was funny. But even just hearing it, that don't mean that he's scamming though. Because receipts matter. Because you gotta say how much money is he getting? It's two questions you gotta ask. How much money is he getting, and how much money is he taking? You can't answer that with specific numbers. It's hard to try to say that a person is scamming. And now listen, watch this, watch this. I'm not even saying that he isn't scamming. I'm just saying to throw those allegations out there, a lot of people just need numbers. Like you start talking about Polite, I might just believe you, right? I ordered shit from Polite, never got it, but that still don't mean it's a scam. I ordered shit from Amazon and didn't get it, right? Had to call up, yo, what's up? My shit ain't here. You see what I'm saying? So like at the end of the day, Tariq though, yo, he did this. He put it up.
Listen, I need the end results of any action. When I see that the end results do not mean liberation for my people, that shit is
Yeah, but you don't think building a school in the capacity that Umar's doing
hell
is
no.
not
You
liberation?
don't need a school. Are you being educated right now? Am I being educated right now through this dialogue? Are we in the school?
Yes, but watch this. I got an HVAC degree, right? I needed hands-on. Sometimes some things you need hands-on.
You don't
All
need
people can't
hands-on
learn like this either.
ideology.
Huh?
You don't need hands-on with ideology.
Now we ain't talking about ideology, we talking about
That's what we're talking
tangible.
about. We're talking about code. What is
No,
the
but
teaching in the school? What is the curriculum? It wasn't no trades. He was talking ideology.
I heard him say trades before. I used to go to his lectures. I heard him say that
You
before because
heard him say
I'm
trades
still.
before as what our people need. He didn't say trade in that school.
He didn't say it's specifically trade, but he
Okay,
is
then
trying.
so then I don't want listen again.
No,
I know
I'm
what
not
it
just saying
means.
it's a strict.
I
I'm not
know.
saying that he said it's a straight up trade school, but he did say he was going to try to
Listen,
have trade and
I
agriculture,
know
how to grow and things like that.
the language when people say specific things. When they say a school has to meet specifics. When you're talking about building codes, when you're talking about state city codes, when you're talking
Yeah,
about electrical, when you're talking about all these different things that you have to work with the government in order to establish. I'm not
yeah, but he's not.
investing in this government for
Yeah, but
shit.
they can't really rock on his they can't really interfere with his curriculum like they can a charter school. That's the main way. And let's take Umar out of it. Let's just say it was somebody that was legit and that wasn't trying to beat the people or whatever. Let's just say they was legit and was trying to do it the way he doing it with no government funding, not having no charter school or anything like that. You telling me that that's not beneficial to our people, that they got a building to come through and learn? Because these schools right now, you got niggas coming out of there 12th grade can't even read.
Listen, you can't. One thing we're not gonna have is a discussion on education. I live education. I've been with an educator over 30 years. I watched her go from a substitute to a classroom teacher to a union delegate and rep to a staff administrator to an AP to a principal, and she's on her way to be a superintendent in public schools. I know the curriculum. I know what's going on in this. I've sat with her every step of the way.
Yeah, and they ain't teaching nothing.
They are.
They
But if
really
you
not,
want to,
man.
hold on now, if you want to attack that and say they are not, Professor Smalls was part of your rally, right?
Yep.
His son is a principal. So what are you saying about his son?
I'm not saying anything about his son. I'm talking about
I'm talking
schools.
on though, because we gotta be on code. So if the leaders and organizers of the rally is not on code, why the fuck would I pay attention to it?
So you saying Professor James Smalls ain't on
I'm
code?
saying if his son is not on code.
He can't do nothing about his son, bro. My mom and dad ain't on code. My sister not on
Come on.
code.
So come on, we gotta stop. We gotta stop that.
What you mean?
If we don't have influence over our own,
Bro,
how can we expect others to be on
everybody
code?
hard. Watch this. I got 4 sisters, 2 brothers, right? 4, well, not all of us was raised under my dad. My mom and dad, my sister, me, my 2 brothers. I'm the only one been to prison. Only one got a criminal history, and I got an extensive one, right? My sister worked for the CIA doing some other stuff. I'm the only person got in trouble. We lived all under the same rules, but I was the one not listening. You can't make everybody listen. You're not going to be able to watch this. All of them go to church and believe in whatever they believe in. I don't. I don't rock with none of that stuff.
Yeah, I'm here.
You can't force people to believe what you want to believe. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like he can't make his son do what he do, especially he grown now. It's one thing you small. You feel what I'm saying? I was forced to go to church. So he can't make him do what he wants. Some of us, we ain't gonna be able to rock with everybody. And for real, all of our people not gonna be able to come with us. I believe Malcolm said that too. We're not gonna be able to bring everybody. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, but back to the school thing, right? Majority of the school, even in white schools, bro, they ain't teaching none of these motherfuckers nothing. There ain't no real estate classes. There ain't no stock classes. There ain't no agriculture. They might even took out cooking. Like, bro, they ain't teaching anything beneficial to these kids when they come out of school. They don't know how to invest. You feel what I'm saying? You barely even know how to read because they just keep pushing you past.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I said take Umar. That's why I said take Umar out the scenario and put somebody that is reliable or like well known or whatever. That's, you know what I mean. Put them in that position. You still saying that wouldn't be a good
I'm
idea
saying
for
you
our
don't
people?
need a structure to go there. That's like saying you need to go to a church or a mosque to worship. This is what you think social media for.
Nah,
He can't.
that's
Hold on. Umar could be live on YouTube conducting the same classes that he's talking about he's going to have in this building. He could have been graduated people already on that consciousness every
yeah.
day.
You right about that. You
So
right
he
about
don't
that.
need the
Yeah,
building.
you right about that. But again, it all depends on what you're trying to teach. If you teaching agriculture, things like that, you trying to teach a little bit of plumbing here
You
and there,
got
the basics.
everything on YouTube. You got people teaching agriculture. You got people showing people how to work
Yeah, but a
out.
lot
You
of these
got
people,
people showing
I'm gonna
people
tell
how
you
to
right now,
wash their eggs,
teach.
all on YouTube. He got a base. He does not need a building to do it. He can sit his ass here 8 hours a day on YouTube and give instruction. He doesn't have to rely on going to the system to establish a fixture, a building to get what he needs done.
Yeah, but a building is definitely different because you get to physically interact. Now watch this, because this social media stuff is actually taking us away from physical interaction, which is definitely different. It's psychologically different and everything. When you're right in front of somebody, again, like I was talking to somebody at the rally, and I was like, "Yo, it's the energy here is different than when you watching it on the YouTube. When I was streaming live, they wasn't getting the same energy I was getting out there from all those black people out there connecting, and you feel what I'm saying, and vibing like that. Like, you're not going to get it. And again, both of my sons go to school online. One of them, my son Jaden, he be doing well. My son Willie, he like me. He a play fiend. He be pulling his laptop down, playing with his game under the table. But you can correct that when you're in the classroom. Do you get what I'm saying? They can get a different visual. He don't feel that teacher because he's not around her to actually feel her energy. Do you get what I'm saying?
I
That's right.
watch it.
But you're right. But I am going to say you are
I see
right.
every dynamic. I'm telling you, I sat here with a principal who ran a school online for 2 years during the pandemic. Ran it. I see how it moved and how it worked. But now they want you to believe that you gotta go back in somewhere. Why? Because it's beneficial for them. It ain't beneficial for us. We don't have to be there. We survived the whole pandemic without nothing from these people. But if you can't conceptualize, you don't see it here and say, yo, we don't need none of that shit in
Yeah,
order to
but watch
get
this.
done.
If you don't have any brick and mortar, just say the internet is. Just say the internet. That's because we had internet the whole time. We ain't have internet. You would have still needed that brick and mortar.
If we
You
if
feel
we
what I'm
didn't
saying?
if we don't have internet, they don't have internet.
I
Same
mean, listen.
shit.
Yeah, but then they got institutions to go to, and we don't.
How they getting it? If once that is over, it's over for everybody. They ain't
What, the
gonna be no
internet?
better off than we are.
The internet?
Internet, anything.
No, they will still be better off because they own and control the institutions, and they could still be able to not let us in, let us
How?
in.
How?
When you
What
do let us
institutions?
in, you teaching us all the wrong shit. You putting your people based off that fake IQ test. You putting your people in a better situation than our people. But if
How?
we
You
own our
still
own
need people
institutions,
to work based on this shit.
say that again.
You still need people to work based on this on how this whole shit is set up. You need
What
the
you mean?
people. They need the people
What,
in
to
order to
work?
make it move.
I mean, of course, but I'm talking about not having the internet based on having the internet and having a brick and mortar and them owning all the brick and mortars, schools, because again, those small hats, right? They own schools that they go to inside the building and they still do it. Because right now we back at going inside. Some of these kids are still back at going inside the building that we don't own and control. And again, just like when I lived in Maryland, right? I lived in Howard County, which is Columbia, Maryland. That's where my sister lives right now. You got 15 minutes down the road, it's still part of Maryland, is Baltimore. Now, the schools in Columbia is a 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 10 out of 10. And then you go to Baltimore, that's 10, 15 minutes down the street, and it's a 2 out of 10, a 1 out of 10, a 3 out of 10. This is the same school, because I know how it goes based off taxes, who paying the most property taxes, who getting the most funding for their school. But again, they got these busted ass rules to where our schools is still going to be messed up. Our kids is still going to be growing up in these schools, not learning how to code. They ain't learning how to real estate, stocks, all this stuff, crypto, anything. They're not going to be learning any of that in these people's institutions.
They
Which
learn that in public school.
well, they ain't learning that in
Yeah,
public
they in
school.
New York City. They got coding programs in the city in public school. I'm
That's
telling you.
one city. All of us don't live in New York City though. All of us don't live in New York City. I got peoples in New Jersey. I got peoples in Maryland. I got peoples in Georgia. I got peoples all over. They not learning all that stuff in school. My little nephew, I just went to my sister's crib because she stayed over there. I stayed over there to go to the rally. My nephew in 11th grade, they don't got no stocks. I was just talking to him about it. They don't got no stocks. They don't got none of that stuff. They don't got none of that. They ain't teaching them nothing. They ain't
Why
teaching them
he can't go
agriculture. They ain't teaching them
online?
how to grow no food. They not teaching them how to
Why
flip
he
no real
can't
estate.
go on YouTube and learn it?
Yeah, they can, but that's what I'm saying. What's the point? Then what's the whole point of them going to school in the first place? If they,
Exactly. The fuck is the point of us still following these people anyway?
but you
We don't
have
need
to.
them. We
But you
don't
have
need
to.
this shit. Why y'all not getting that? We don't need them for
No,
nothing.
I'm not saying that we do need it. I know we don't need it, but you can't just be like, yo, I'm not sending my kids to school. They're gonna be locking you up.
The same way you got people, the same way there's been many that come to me for anger management, for all type of counseling. They homeschooling. They doing what they gotta do. They didn't send their kids back just because of the jab. We don't need these people.
Yeah, but a lot of kids that's being homeschooled now, just like mine, they doing just homeschooling schooling through that school though.
They could do other things. You don't have to. You're not beholden to these people. You're not.
No,
You're
I get
not.
that.
You
No,
can do
I
anything.
never said that. And I always been an advocate, especially on my Facebook and social media, of separating from the system. I always been like that. But I believe that it's not enough of us that want that, right? To be able to. I think it is enough of us, but again, it's the working together part. It's the working together part that is the reason why it's not happening. Because you got people who thinking the same, but again, we never come together. Like, watch this. Do the same thing Tariq did with the reparations rally, with the situation you're talking about, and get all the minds together who willing to go upside some heads to get stuff done so it can get done. Because you might come to find out that there's more people that align with what you're saying than
I
it ain't.
already do that. I already do that. Do that. I learned well. Remember, I'm a student of George L. Jackson. I'm not alone. Never have been. That's why I'm able to function the way I function. I do that. Trust me, do that. That's why we fall back from that other shit.
But I'm saying, all right, so how many people are knowing that you're doing that? That you haven't met? Because I never heard of, and I follow you.
They don't. They're not supposed to.
That's the
We
whole
don't
point. How
supposed
you
to.
gonna get people on that type of time if you're not bringing them together for real?
Because we don't need that. You don't need that many people. You don't. You don't. Like you said, everybody not about that action.
No, everybody's not about that action,
Right.
but it
But
is, it is,
that
it is
action
some
is
people.
very disciplined and very, very effective. So you don't need a lot.
Yeah, but how is it? How has it been effective so far?
I'm here. It's very effective.
No, I'm talking about for the people in general.
Well, again,
How is it? How is it moving the needle? The same way you asked, how is reparations moving the needle? How is
it moves the
going
needle.
upside these people's head to get
Listen,
what you need? How is
this is
that
how
being
it
effective?
moves the needle because people begin to view themselves and their enemy differently, very differently. That's how it moves the needle. It takes you out of
No, I'm talking
servitude.
about in real time. I'm not
In
talking about
real
just.
time, it takes you out of servitude. And then you begin to rely on yourself. And your brain functions differently. You think they over there in Haiti begging for something?
I do, to be honest, because they over there hurting in Haiti,
They're
fam.
not begging for shit.
They hurting over there, fam.
Listen, you on Twitter just as much as I am. Look at what goes on daily over there. You're not begging for shit.
I know. I'm not saying
All
they
right?
begging, but they hurting. They hurting. They not.
You're gonna
It,
hurt. You in war. You're gonna hurt.
yeah,
You're
but that's what
gonna
I'm
hurt.
saying.
The fuck
They
we
not
been
winning.
hurting. We hurt now. You gotta
No, I
fight.
know that.
The fuck Floyd fight every time he fight, he hurt. You hurt. That's what
No,
fighting is. That's
I
what
mean,
force
I know
is.
that come with fighting. I've been
You
in fight.
hurt. The fuck you gonna hurt? It hurts.
I don't get it though, fam. I don't get it because they still losing though.
Listen.
I do believe we need to fight, right?
Now,
I do believe we need to fight, but
now it appears that way because you gotta go through certain stages and levels. Shit ain't easy. It ain't easy. But begging,
I don't believe that that's begging
it
that what
is
they
begging
do.
because
I don't.
they
No,
cannot
man.
force them to do it.
So
There's no element of force
so
behind it.
when our ancestors was doing the stuff they was doing, they was begging,
Who?
and
What
because they was getting
ancestors?
stuff done.
What ancestors you know? Who? Name them.
Martin, all of them was doing.
He was not begging. You
That's
thought
my
he
whole
begged?
point. That's my whole point, and he got
He
it
did
done.
not beg. He had an effective strategy that hurt where he was. He hurt them people. That's why
Okay,
they bodied
so do
him.
you think, because watch this. All right, I'm glad we brought up Martin right now. He said, this campaign, I'm taking us to the Capitol and we are going to demand our checks. So do you believe that was a weak strategy? He was about to go down there and beg? Because that's when they popped him. When he was about to come down there and do that.
Time, it was more effective. It was initially being done. We've been there since there several times.
Been where?
Begging for reparations.
No. That wasn't, if you said he wasn't begging and he was going down there to do the same thing we was trying to do.
What was his strategy prior to that?
Huh?
What was his strategy prior to that? Did he hurt them financially?
Yeah, integration. And he was trying to integrate.
Did he
boycott?
Hurt the system financially?
Yes, boycott.
Okay. Effectively hurt them. So he got their attention. Hold up. He can hurt us.
And we're not saying that we won't boycott. We got to get everybody on the same page. That's a difference. That's the difference. That's the difference between. Yeah, that's because a lot of us ain't gonna push it. Because the moment we hear one black person say it,
there to sway people.
So you telling me boycotting? So you telling me boycotting and hurting? You telling me boycotting and hurting they bottom line ain't gonna push the needle?
It would.
Yes, but if somebody like Tariq, Umar, whoever, watch this.
Y'all been saying it. Y'all supposed to get it with Cap. You didn't do it.
No, watch this. Who?
With Kaepernick. Y'all supposed to boycott. Y'all didn't do it.
Oh, I boycotted. I don't watch NBA or NFL, and I've been not watching that shit.
Okay, but everybody else does. How do you get them out of the zone of comfortability? People are comfortable in their oppression. If you can't make them uncomfortable, they're not going to be on code.
No, watch this. Now, a lot of the reasons a lot of things don't happen and people don't get on code is because they follow our people follow these entertainers and these rappers, right? They follow them. None of them niggas is going to risk their bottom line on doing anything that's productive for the people.
Come around you.
Say that one more time.
Make them risk their life when they come around you. How the hell ain't
I don't be around rappers
line and they come to the hood to do shows and y'all see them on red carpets and y'all mingle with them and y'all go to BET Awards with them?
Oh, that's them, because I don't be around rappers. I never even met a rapper to keep it a buck. But I'm just saying, these niggas, these who they follow, and they not gonna, because like I said, if Tariq say, or I ain't even gonna use Tariq, because that's like a trigger for you. Tariq is like a trigger for you.
Talking about follow them to their graveyard.
Yeah, but y'all be with rappers all the time. Y'all interviewing them all the time.
You see me with a rapper?
Huh?
You see me with a rapper?
No, I said interviewing.
I ain't interview. I don't interview people. I get interviewed.
So, do you tell Doggy this?
All the time.
So he part of the problem.
We don't discuss it in front of y'all don't mean we don't have deep discussions.
So then he part of the problem. That means he's part of the problem. Because he deal with them on a regular basis, and he know a lot of them.
I love the dialogue, but I got work to do. I got anger management people that need to be addressed. I'm saying, if you cannot conceptualize a life without these people, where we run everything, own everything, and again, we are the authority of our own potential to be greater, where somebody can snuff your life out, where somebody can fire you, where somebody can come and condemn your land, eminent domain and shit like that. You do not own your potential to be greater. And if you're not ready to war, I'm not asking for shit. I'm not on.
No, we definitely got to be ready to war.
I can't rock with that.
All right, now watch this. We are ready. I know you gotta go. We are ready to war. Well, at least I know I am. I definitely.
Don't speak for them because I've been around them, and none of them be holding when I'm around. I tell you that right now.
But what I'm going to say is, this is what our issues is, because as a community, we love to disagree. But what we have to start doing is finding the things that we agree on and building on that.
I will never build with somebody that wants to go to the enemy and ask for funds. Ever. I'm not
So
asking
when,
them for shit.
so I want to
I'm
say
not
this:
doing it. I will never ever
if they
sit with
cut,
nobody
if they,
who has the thought and believe that these people who rape our little girls as soon as they have their period, cut babies out of our women and fed babies to alligators, that they're going to pay us to build ourselves up.
so watch this. So if
No,
you're not going to work with nobody that wants a check, right?
no,
So that means
a check for what?
you're not going to work
A
with none of
check
the
for what?
you're not going to work with none of the black females
For
that be
what?
hurting, that's on WIC, that's on food
For
stamps.
what? That's a condition.
Nigga, we
I'm
in a
talking
condition.
about people who claim
What's
that
the
they have
difference?
an object
What's the difference?
agenda. It is a difference because these people are making a way to survive. They're not
And
talking
you're not
about
going to
they know
survive off
the
a
answers.
reparations check? It's the
Hold
same
on.
thing.
Hold on. They're not talking about they know the answers.
Say
They
that
ain't
again.
talking about they know the answers. This man said he got the answer.
Who said he got
Man
the answer?
chastised giants that came before him.
Who you talking about right now?
Y'all mans, all the people that was rallying. Y'all mans in him. He chastised. This is what he do. How the hell you gonna compare him asking for reparations for a sister that's in dire need and need an EBT card? There's no
Nigga,
comparison.
I'm asking for restorations. I'm in dire need. What you
What?
mean? I'm in dire need.
Okay,
I need,
so
yeah, and
go.
I know, watch this. And I know that going over there trying to get food stamp, first of all, ain't gonna happen, right? Because I'm a nigga and I got a job, so they definitely ain't giving it to me. But I'm still in dire need. But I know that if you give me reparations, that's gonna help more than your food stamp. You can keep that shit. You can keep your food stamps, your WIC, all that. Whatever programs y'all got, you can keep it. You can keep it. Give me the free health
Yeah, that's
care. Give me the
gone.
tax-free
That's gone.
exemption.
That's gone.
What you mean?
That's gone. They give y'all reparations. Ain't no more. Ain't no more Welly. Ain't no more EBT. Ain't no more Section 8 and 9. They getting rid of that
You ain't
shit
gonna get it
now.
though, because you're gonna be getting weekly or quarterly
No,
checks.
you not. That shit is one time, one shot shit.
Man, you crazy, man. Them Native Americans right now
Man,
getting checks every month. Some of them get them quarterly.
You keep comparing us to them. They got
We the same in the 1866 treaty. They that's where they
listen,
getting their reparations off of that we mentioned in
listen,
Article 4 in the 1866 treaty. We mentioned with the Native Americans
and
to get
listen.
to get them to get that bread.
What treaty, right? What lands did that cover? What peoples did that cover? Because there was other.
Black people.
Listen,
Yo, read Article 4. I got it downloaded on my phone. Article 4.
who signed off on it?
What you mean?
Who signed off on it? Is this the
Uh,
articles that came under President Johnson when the nation was still divided
yeah, but
during Reconstruction? What?
Obama cut them.
Huh?
Obama was cutting them checks based off that 1866 treaty.
Listen. So then why he didn't cut checks for you?
Because his mom is a descendant of a slave owner, Obama a coon. That's why he did it. He said it was
So
divisive,
what
but you
made
know,
you think any of these other people who ain't even cool, they're not even our people, are gonna give you something if he didn't?
that's why we gotta build up more Marcells. We gotta build up more
Come on.
Marcells, man.
I'm not gonna blow him up right now. He don't even have Charleston. He don't even
That's
have
because old boy is funded more than him. You know, money
I'm
won
in
elections.
Charleston on the regular. I go through NC 17. I've
No,
been all through there. I
I'm
know
talking about
Corner,
old boy.
Monk's Corner,
What's the nigga he was running against? What's the coon he was running against?
Claiborne,
Clyburn.
Claiborne.
Clyburn. He got more bread than him. That's why, watch this. And they was scared. This is what I be meaning by being scared. Why did Clyburn, he said that Clyburn never put up anything, never put up no no banners, anything around the town or the state. They brung in Kamala Harris because they seen the push Marcel was getting over the internet. They said he ain't never brung nobody down there. That's because you know it's coming.
I'm
You can't make
telling
it seem
you
like that's the
from
same way.
people who are
That's the same.
down there that look at him. They first of all, he's not even. You know how churchy those people are. Do you know how churchy my family's down there? He's not even in the church circuit like that. He don't have a shot.
Yeah, but he wasn't. He
Yeah.
wasn't. He only did it for a couple of weeks before he even said he was running. He didn't even have a long time. He didn't get to raise a lot of money either.
Listen.
And that's what I'm saying. Money win elections. I know that for a fact because
And that's
Bill
why the
Clinton.
whole process needs to go to shit. I don't believe in none of it. I've been in it deeply for years.
No, I believe you because so did Dr.
One
Tom
way
Anderson,
and
but he
one
still.
way only for us to get reparations is blood. Bleed they ass out. That's it. I'm gonna never change my mind at
So
all.
you saying
My
Dr.
enemy
Paul Anderson's
cannot do
powernomic
nothing.
concept?
My enemy cannot do nothing to me if he no longer exists. And that's fine. I'm not coming to the table. I'm not asking him for shit. If
Yeah,
he's
but
not going to cut his
that's
own
not a
throat,
reality.
it is a reality.
That's not a reality.
We watching it right now. We
He not
watching
wiping it. He not,
warfare right now. We're watching it. Watch Ukraine. Watch Haiti. Watch it. We're watching war right now.
no,
And
I
people
believe that.
here are scared.
No,
They
I believe
boots
that. I believe that
and
too.
they not looking at things in the right perspective. Your enemy has his foot on your neck.
No, we
They're
definitely
not
gotta
giving
fight.
you no relief.
I'm
And
never
that's it.
I'm never saying you don't have to fight, but you still have to have other alternatives.
Ain't no other alternative. It's 2022.
No.
Ain't
I'm
no
not
other
saying other
alternative.
because you
We
gotta fight and you be having to do other shit. They not just fighting over there.
look. We done lived through all that. We done lived through all that. And because of
Well,
that, we watched this man get choked out several times. We don't
that's
watch
because niggas
our
is suckers.
women.
That's because them niggas is suckers. I done
Listen,
seen niggas jump on the police ass when they was doing shit to
right,
somebody else.
right.
I done seen it. I've seen it in prison. I done seen it on the
Right.
street.
That very small number.
Yes, but these are the
And
people we
these
need.
are the ones who you speak to, who you educate, who you give them anger management and show them how to harness that rage and let it out when
But
it's
see, the white man is slick. Watch this. This is another reason we gotta get in coding. He got all the material. Like I can say, yo, man, I need some cheese balls. Soon as I go on, what's the name? Cheese balls is popping up. He know everything we doing. He know the niggas
right,
that about that action, and
right.
he trying to do them how they did me in Oregon and say, yo, get this nigga out of here. Even if we gotta set him up and just lock him up for some shit he didn't do.
Okay.
This is what they doing. This is
Okay.
why they putting RICO charges on niggas. That
That's why we don't have time to waste. Fuck is we wasting time for?
yeah,
We
but
ain't
this is
got
what.
time to waste. We don't because they on us. We ain't got no time to waste. There ain't no more spooks. They on us. Let's get busy. I don't
But see,
have
I
time
think.
to be
But see,
rallying with nobody.
again, all of us,
Let's
all of us,
get
all
busy.
of us. You got to get the warriors in the community, and you really going to get them from the gang members, the street niggas.
Right.
These are the
So
niggas.
stop telling them that they not FBA. Stop
Who?
telling them that they drill music ain't shit. Stop telling them that.
So
That's
that
what
shit
they
ain't shit
doing.
for real.
Educate them. You can't come and grandstand and separate yourself from that. This is what I'm saying. He don't know what he's doing. I
Yeah,
don't
but
rock with nobody who don't know what they
you
doing.
saying
This
you
is some
saying don't tell
serious
him they
shit.
music.
Is
You
this
can.
some serious? Yo, we not talking about apples and oranges here, man.
Because every time you keep saying stop telling them they not FBA, the people that we are telling you a tether is the ones who be on there. Oh, y'all caught us.
Yeah, they already
Because y'all
calling
act
me
like,
that.
huh?
They call me that.
That's my
Terrorists and
whole
all that
point.
shit.
That's my whole point. A
And
lot
they
of
don't
them
know
don't
me
want
from
to
a
rock
can
with
of
us.
paint and don't know that I take that shit personally. I may come to your crib.
Yeah, but a lot of them don't know that. But this is what I'm saying. It's the same way with our people.
Because that's the leadership. Because the message is not direct. He doesn't have a direct message. He doesn't explain and articulate what on code
He does. I
means.
follow him. He does. He
So
does.
what's on code?
Huh?
What's on code?
On code is somebody who's down with what you down with and not going to compromise you. You're not gonna undermine me when something happened or just be like, yo, I don't know. They you feel what I'm saying? Just basically undermining you. Whatever. All right. So like how I say when they get in some resources, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. On Twitter, they had some illegal immigrants in New York City talk about we want $30 an hour from Uber. You might have seen the little video.
I saw that.
But watch this. They throwing up the black power fist, all that, but they don't got no black people with them. You trying to use all our symbolisms. You trying to use all that, but you not.
Something about that. And I'm telling you right now.
But you ain't got no black people with you.
Anytime y'all start seeing them little shits and them viral and them videos go viral, have somebody from New York investigate that shit. Because that shit don't be right and exact at all.
I'm not saying that it is.
That's just another distraction. That shit don't be right and exact at all. I'm telling you.
So watch this.
And what happens is y'all get charged by it.
So watch this. I know, but that's not how we be feeling. My best friend, who I was just FaceTiming earlier, Carlos Rojas, he's Puerto Rican. I still rock with people. You rock with us, we rock with you. You feel what I'm saying? It ain't no, yo, just because you not FBA, we ain't rocking with you. Nah, dog, because I don't rock with a lot of church people because they don't push the line.
Rally, tell them I need them to make sure that they educate people on how many grains go into a certain amount of shell casings. I need them to get more effective at how to use napalm. I need all that shit. So rock with me. Stop with the tether shit and all that. Tell them we want reparations in blood too, to put that in code, to vocalize
it. Yeah, but when you keep saying stop with the tether shit, that's like saying, yo, stop calling the FBA niggas coons. Like, nigga, they coons. They coons. We can't rock with somebody that's a coon that's just gonna be like, yo, give me my bread and F them niggas.
Listen, tell them that that's what we about. Call us when y'all ready to bust y'all hammer. Or y'all ready to learn how to do
but some of them niggas ain't hammer busters. You gotta go to the hammer busters that's with that.
I can't do it.
You gotta go to the hammer busters for that.
And that's what I do. But y'all can't be in alignment.
But everybody's not a hammer buster. Everybody's not a hammer buster.
Because the first thing they're going to say, we'll give you that reparations bag if you give us them.
What you mean give us them?
The hammer busters. If they say that,
they're going to get the hammer busters anyway.
How quickly will y'all give us up? Because you're looking for the bag.
No, niggas ain't giving y'all up like that. Come on, dog. Let's be for real. Niggas ain't giving hammer busters up. Niggas, the hammer busters is giving themselves up. These niggas be on YouTube telling on themselves.
We going to salute. I got the gold. Excellent bill.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you letting me on your platform, man. I appreciate it.
Definitely.
I still rock with you, Karim. I love you, brother. I appreciate you.
They better arm up. I'm telling you. And I don't mean in that basic sense. Don't get it twisted. Because we win no little 1, 2, 3. We don't win like that. There's extensive research and study that we need to know how to use the drones too. We need to know how to fight and defend against the drones too. It's a lot of shit coming down the pipe. And that's what they're not teaching. That money ain't gonna do shit if our minds ain't conditioned for it. So let them know that.
I can dig it.
Because trust, when you go look at that Oregon, Idaho shit, you're gonna see what I'm talking about.
I'm about to look it up because I still rock with people in Oregon. And I'm actually still on parole over there too.
What they doing. So salute. Much appreciated.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Much love. You heard?
Yes.
All right.
Salute, salute, salute. Peace and power. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the